They are the sisters who grew up in front of our eyes, sharing a room, sharing secrets, and navigating the unique challenges of their family life on screen. Anna and Elizabeth Johnston, two cornerstones of the Seven Little Johnstons dynasty. We've seen them laugh, we've seen them cry, we've seen them support each other through thick and thin. From high school graduations to first homes, their bond has been presented as a comforting, if sometimes competitive, sisterhood. But what if it's all an act? What if the smiles and supportive words are just a carefully constructed facade for the TLC cameras? We are about to pull back the curtain on a secret jealousy, a deep-seated rivalry, and a shocking betrayal that has allegedly turned these two sisters into bitter enemies, all while they continue to smile for the world. Behind the scenes, a storm is brewing, and it's all about one person, Bryce. Before we expose the cracks in this picture-perfect sisterhood, make sure you are subscribed to Seven Little Couple. We are dedicated to bringing you the stories and theories that the mainstream cameras won't show you. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because the details we are about to reveal are a bombshell, and you won't want to miss our next update when we uncover even more of this hidden drama. To understand the depth of this alleged fracture, we first have to appreciate the narrative that has been so expertly woven for us over more than a dozen seasons. The official story is one of sisterly support. It's a comforting tale, one that viewers have come to love and expect. Let's look at the evidence presented to us. Remember when Elizabeth was deep in her nursing studies? The show made a point of showing us Anna being the supportive sister. There were scenes of them talking about the stress, the exams, the clinicals. Anna was portrayed as the listening ear, the one who understood the pressure Elizabeth was under. She was the in-house cheerleader, offering words of encouragement, celebrating Elizabeth's successes as if they were her own. This was the narrative. Anna, despite her own path being less conventional, was immensely proud of her sister's academic and professional achievements. We were shown clips of them celebrating Elizabeth's graduation, her first nursing job. In these moments, Anna is always there, smiling, clapping, and playing the part of the proud younger sister perfectly. It's a powerful image, one that reinforces the idea of a solid, unbreakable bond. Then, let's flip the script. When Anna decided to launch her own business, the show again framed Elizabeth as the supportive, albeit more pragmatic, older sister. Elizabeth would offer advice, sometimes laced with a dose of caution, but it was presented as coming from a place of love. She wanted Anna to succeed, but she also wanted her to be realistic. We saw them discussing business plans, finances, and the challenges of being an entrepreneur. Elizabeth, with her stable career and structured life, was positioned as the voice of reason, gently guiding her more free-spirited sister. They attended each other's important events. When Anna moved into her own home, a massive step towards the independence she so clearly craved, Elizabeth was there, helping her pack, offering decorating tips, and celebrating the milestone. These scenes are the bedrock of their public relationship. They laugh together at family gatherings, they roll their eyes at their parents' antics in unison, they confide in each other during one-on-one interviews. They have lived together as adults, navigated the complexities of dating, and leaned on each other when dealing with the pressures of living a life on camera. The perception we are sold is that of a normal sisterhood. Yes, there's competition. Yes, there are disagreements. But at the end of the day, the narrative insists they are family, and their love and support for one another is the foundation of their relationship. This is the myth of the supportive sisters, a myth that has been carefully curated and reinforced for years. It's a beautiful story. But it's a story that begins to fall apart the moment you start looking closer. The moment you start to deconstruct this relationship, the first thing you notice is the subtle, almost imperceptible hierarchy within the family dynamic. It's a classic paradigm, one that plays out in families across the world, but it is magnified under the glare of reality television. The golden child versus the scapegoat. And in the Johnston household, it seems Elizabeth was cast in the role of the golden child from the very beginning. Think about how her life path has been portrayed. She followed a very traditional, very respectable route. She focused on her education, pursued a challenging and noble career in nursing, and entered into a stable, parent-approved relationship with Bryce. Every single one of these achievements has been celebrated, lauded, and held up as the benchmark of success within the family. When Elizabeth talks about her nursing career, there is a palpable sense of pride from Trent and Amber. It's a tangible, understandable success story. It's stable, it's secure, and it fits perfectly into the image of the responsible, well-adjusted daughter. Her relationship with Bryce is treated with the same reverence. It's a wholesome, steady romance that led to homeownership and the promise of a conventional future. On the show, Elizabeth's life choices are consistently validated. She is the embodiment of the Johnston family values: hard work, stability, and following a clear, defined path. Now, contrast that with the portrayal of Anna. From her teenage years, Anna has been framed as the rebel, the free spirit, the one who pushes back. Her journey has been anything but conventional, and this has been a central point of conflict and drama on the show. Her desire for independence wasn't celebrated in the same way as Elizabeth's achievements. It was often questioned, treated with suspicion. Trent and Amber constantly worried about her choices, her maturity, her readiness for the real world. Her business, a brave entrepreneurial venture, was often viewed through a lens of skepticism rather than admiration. Instead of being lauded for her courage and creativity, the focus was often on the risks, the instability, the question of whether she could really make it work. It was a constant uphill battle for validation. Every step she took towards independence, from wanting to move out to managing her own finances, was framed as a test she had to pass, rather than a natural progression into adulthood. This is the classic scapegoat dynamic. The scapegoat is the one who carries the family's anxieties, the one whose choices are always scrutinized, the one who has to fight twice as hard for the same level of approval. While Elizabeth's successes were treated as a given, Anna's were treated as a surprise. This long-standing dynamic, this perceived imbalance in parental approval and validation, is the fertile ground where resentment and jealousy are born. It creates a wound that doesn't just heal with time, it festers. It creates a silent, deep-seated rivalry where one sister feels she can do no wrong, and the other feels she can do no right. This isn't just about sibling squabbles, it's about a fundamental difference in how they have been valued and perceived within their own family, a difference that would inevitably poison their relationship. Once you understand this underlying dynamic, you can begin to see the subtle jabs and passive-aggressive moments for what they really are. They are not just throwaway comments. They are the cracks in the facade, revealing the bitterness simmering just beneath the surface. Let's re-examine some of those scenes where they interact, but this time, let's watch with the golden child and scapegoat theory in mind. Pay close attention to the tone, the body language, the side glances. A perfect example is any scene where Elizabeth shares good news about her life with Bryce. Perhaps they've just hit a relationship milestone, or they're talking about their new house. The camera will inevitably cut to Anna for a reaction. On the surface, she says all the right things. "That's great," or "I'm so happy for you." But listen to the delivery. It's often flat, clipped, almost monotone. There is a distinct lack of genuine warmth. One particularly telling moment, according to some viewers who have analyzed the footage frame by frame, occurs during a family dinner. Elizabeth is excitedly talking about a new piece of furniture she and Bryce bought for their home. The whole family is engaged, but if you watch Anna, she has a tight, forced smile plastered on her face. She nods along, but her eyes are distant. When Amber directly asks her, "Isn't that wonderful, Anna?" she responds with a quick, "Yeah, that's nice." Now, let's break that down. That isn't the enthusiastic response of a genuinely happy sister. The phrase, "that's nice," is one of the most passive-aggressive, dismissive compliments in the English language. It's what you say when you have nothing better to say, when you are trying to feign interest you simply do not feel. That isn't support. It's pure, unadulterated envy, thinly veiled by social niceties. It's the voice of someone who feels that their own achievements are consistently overlooked while their sister's mundane life updates are treated like front-page news. These moments are littered throughout the series if you know what to look for. Consider the conversations about Anna's business. Elizabeth often positions herself as the helpful older sister, offering constructive criticism. But is it truly constructive? Or is it a way to subtly undermine Anna's confidence? Let's imagine a scene. Anna is showing off a new product she's excited about. Elizabeth might say something like, "Oh, that's cute. Are you sure people will pay that much for it, though? The market is pretty saturated." On the surface, it sounds like practical advice. But look at the subtext. It immediately plants a seed of doubt. Instead of saying, "This is amazing. How can I help you promote it?" The comment is framed around potential failure. It reinforces the long-standing narrative that Anna's ventures are risky and likely to fail, while Elizabeth's path is the only one that's secure. It's a subtle dig, a way of maintaining her position as the more successful, more sensible sister. Another recurring theme is the backhanded compliment. Anna might get a new hairstyle or a new outfit, and Elizabeth's reaction will be something like, "Wow, that's so different for you. It's brave." Again, it sounds positive, but the word brave is a qualifier. It implies that the choice is unusual, perhaps even a little strange, and that it takes courage to wear something so unconventional. It's not a simple "you look great." It's a comment designed to sound like a compliment, while simultaneously setting Anna apart as different, reinforcing her role as the one who doesn't quite fit the mold. These are not isolated incidents. They form a consistent pattern of communication. The eye rolls when Anna speaks passionately about her dreams, the slight smirk when Anna gets corrected by their parents, the way Elizabeth often speaks for Anna or over her in group settings. Each one is a small cut, a microaggression that, over the course of years, has carved out a deep chasm between them. It is a language of resentment spoken not in loud, angry words, but in the devastating silence of a dismissive glance or the sharp edge of a seemingly innocent remark. The power dynamic is not just emotional. It extends to their physical interactions and the way they occupy space together. In many family scenes, you can observe Elizabeth positioning herself closer to her parents, both physically and conversationally. She is often the one to lead discussions, to answer questions on behalf of the siblings, acting as the de facto spokesperson. Anna, in contrast, can often be seen on the periphery. She might be quieter, more withdrawn, her body language closed off with her arms crossed. This isn't just a matter of personality, it's a physical manifestation of the family hierarchy. Elizabeth commands the center of attention because she is the golden child. Her opinions are given more weight, her presence is more central. Anna's retreat to the sidelines is a defense mechanism, a way of protecting herself from the constant scrutiny and subtle criticism. Even their attempts at affection can seem strained. The hugs can look stiff, the shared laughter can sometimes fail to reach their eyes. These are not the easy, relaxed interactions of two sisters who are truly at ease with one another. It's a performance, a carefully choreographed dance they have been doing for years for the benefit of the cameras and their family. They know their roles. Elizabeth plays the part of the successful, well-adjusted older sister, and Anna plays the part of the edgy, independent younger sister. They know the audience expects them to have a close bond, so they deliver the lines and hit their marks. But the resentment is the unspoken character in every scene they share. It's in the pregnant pauses, the conversations that feel like chess matches, and the constant low-level tension that hums between them. This tension isn't just about their different life paths. It's about years of perceived slights, of feeling misunderstood and undervalued. And this deep-seated resentment created the perfect conditions for the ultimate betrayal, a betrayal so profound that it would make all the passive-aggressive jabs and subtle digs look like child's play. A betrayal that centers around the one person who should have been off-limits: Elizabeth's long-term partner, Bryce. Before we delve into the bombshell theory surrounding Bryce, it's crucial to understand the context of their dating lives as presented on the show. Elizabeth's relationship with Bryce has been a major, long-running storyline. It's been portrayed as a fairy tale romance. They met, they fell in love, and they have been a solid, unbreakable couple ever since. Their relationship is a pillar of the show's narrative, representing stability, love, and a bright future. It's been celebrated with dedicated episodes, family approvals, and constant positive reinforcement. Bryce is not just Elizabeth's boyfriend. He has been fully integrated into the Johnston family. He is at every family dinner, every holiday, every vacation. He is treated like a son by Trent and Amber. This relationship is, in many ways, Elizabeth's ultimate achievement in the eyes of the family and the viewers. It cemented her status as the golden child who does everything right. Her love life is as perfect and stable as her career. Now, think about Anna's dating life as it has been portrayed. It's been a stark contrast. Her relationships, or lack thereof, have often been a source of drama and concern. There were periods where her parents worried she wasn't putting herself out there enough. When she did date, it was often framed with a sense of anxiety. Was he the right guy? Were her expectations realistic? Her journey to find love has been shown as a struggle, marked by uncertainty and parental concern. It has never been the smooth, fairy tale narrative afforded to Elizabeth. This disparity is key. For years, Anna has had to watch as her sister enjoyed a perfect, celebrated relationship while her own romantic life was a source of stress and scrutiny. Every time the family praised Elizabeth and Bryce, every time they were held up as the perfect couple, it was another silent, painful reminder to Anna of what she didn't have. It wasn't just about having a boyfriend. It was about the approval and validation that came with it. Elizabeth had it all: the career, the house, and the perfect parent-approved partner. Anna had to fight for her career, fight for her independence, and struggle in the dating world, all under the watchful and often critical eyes of her family. This long period of contrast set the stage for an explosive revelation. Because what if Elizabeth's perfect relationship wasn't just a matter of luck? What if it came at a devastating cost to her own sister? This is where we move from on-screen analysis to the explosive theory that has been circulating in private circles and among sources reportedly close to the family. This is the story you won't see on TLC. This is the missing piece of the puzzle that recontextualizes every interaction between Anna, Elizabeth, and Bryce. The theory is this: Anna knew Bryce first. He wasn't a stranger that Elizabeth met by chance. He was a mutual friend, someone who was in their shared social circle. And long before Elizabeth and Bryce ever became a couple, Anna had a secret, unspoken crush on him. She was the one who was interested first. She was drawn to his personality, his kindness, and she saw a potential connection there. But Anna, being more reserved and perhaps less confident in matters of the heart due to the family dynamics we've already discussed, was taking her time. She was waiting for the right moment, planning to act on her feelings when the time was right. She likely confided in a close friend, or maybe even her sister, about her interest in this boy named Bryce. She thought she had time. She thought her feelings would be respected. She was wrong. According to this theory, Elizabeth knew full well that her sister was interested in Bryce. Whether Anna told her directly or she simply picked up on the obvious signs, she was aware of Anna's crush. But in what can only be described as a stunning act of betrayal, Elizabeth decided to move in on him herself. She saw an opportunity and she took it, with no regard for her sister's feelings. She used her confidence, her status as the more outgoing and perhaps more favored sister, to get his attention before Anna had a chance to make her move. She went behind Anna's back, started talking to him, and initiated the relationship that would come to define her public identity. In a single act, she didn't just start a new romance. She allegedly stole the person her sister was quietly falling for. This wasn't just a simple case of two sisters liking the same guy. This was a calculated move. It was a power play that struck at the very heart of Anna's insecurities. Elizabeth, the sister who already had everything, the one who was always praised and celebrated, took the one thing her sister had privately hoped for. It was the ultimate assertion of dominance, the final, crushing confirmation of their roles in the family. Elizabeth, the golden child, gets what she wants, even if it means destroying her sister in the process. And Anna, the scapegoat, is left with nothing but heartbreak and the bitter taste of betrayal. This alleged betrayal reshapes the entire narrative of their relationship. The jealousy we see from Anna is no longer just about a career or a house. It's about a deep and personal wound that has never been allowed to heal. Every time she has to sit at the dinner table and watch Elizabeth and Bryce be celebrated, she is being forced to watch a living, breathing monument to her sister's treachery. It's a constant, painful reminder of what was taken from her. The flat "that's nice" is no longer just envy. It's the sound of gritted teeth holding back years of anger. The forced smiles are a mask for the profound hurt she has been forced to bury. The distance she keeps is not just introversion. It's a necessary act of self-preservation. How could she possibly be close to the person who represents her sister's ultimate betrayal? It explains everything. It explains the tension, the passive aggression, the unspoken Cold War that seems to rage between them just beneath the surface. For years, Anna has had to participate in the charade. She has had to smile for the cameras, attend the family functions, and pretend to be happy for them. She has had to act as if her heart wasn't broken by the two people who were supposed to be her closest allies, her sister and the boy she once liked. This theory suggests that her entire on-screen persona, her rebellious streak, her fierce desire for independence, might all be a reaction to this singular, defining event. It was the moment she realized she couldn't trust her own sister, the moment she knew she had to build her own life far away from the suffocating hypocrisy of her family, a family that would celebrate a relationship built on a foundation of her own silent pain. The animosity between them is not about sibling rivalry. It's about a theft of a potential future, a betrayal so deep it has likely defined every single day of their relationship since. To make a claim as dramatic as this, a claim that rewrites years of Johnston family history, requires more than just reinterpreting old scenes. A theory this explosive needs a smoking gun. For a long time, this was just a theory, a whisper among those who watch the show with a more critical eye. But recently, something has emerged from the shadows of the internet, and report that, if true, serves as the Rosetta Stone for understanding the entire Anna and Elizabeth dynamic. We are talking about a screenshot, a piece of digital evidence that has allegedly been circulating in a very small, private online group of show insiders and former production contacts. Our source, who wishes to remain anonymous for fear of network retribution, has shared the details of what this screenshot contains. It is a purported text message exchange from years ago, before Elizabeth and Bryce were a public couple. It is a glimpse into Anna's raw, unfiltered feelings, a digital ghost from the past that tells a story of hope followed by swift, brutal betrayal. The screenshot is allegedly of two texts sent from Anna to a trusted high school friend. The first text, time-stamped on a Friday afternoon years ago, is filled with the hopeful, giddy energy of a teenage crush. It reads, "OMG, Bryce is so cute. I'm going to ask him to hang out this weekend." Let's analyze that. The OMG conveys pure, unadulterated excitement. The declaration that he's so cute is simple, honest, and direct. And the final phrase, "I'm going to ask him to hang out this weekend," is a statement of intent. This wasn't a passive crush. This was a plan of action. Anna, the sister so often portrayed as hesitant and unsure, was mustering the courage to pursue someone she was genuinely interested in. This text is a snapshot of a moment filled with possibility, a moment before everything went wrong. But then there is the second text. According to our source, it was sent less than 24 hours later. The tone is a universe away from the hopeful excitement of the first. It is cold, sharp, and seething with anger. The second text reads, "Can't believe Liz went behind my back and started talking to him. I'm so pissed." The emotional whiplash is staggering. In the space of a single day, Anna's hope turned into fury and heartbreak. The phrase "went behind my back" is the most crucial part of this entire puzzle. It implies secrecy. It implies deceit. This wasn't a situation where Elizabeth was unaware of Anna's feelings. This wasn't an innocent misunderstanding. The text suggests that Elizabeth's actions were a deliberate and clandestine move, executed with full knowledge that it would hurt her sister. The final words, "I'm so pissed," are a raw, uncensored expression of rage and betrayal. This is the authentic voice of Anna Johnston, not the carefully edited version we see on television. This is the voice of a young woman whose burgeoning hope was crushed by the one person she should have been able to trust the most. This alleged text exchange is the origin story of the sisters' secret war. It is the moment the first, deepest crack appeared in their relationship, a crack that has since splintered into 1,000 fractures. Now, with the context of this alleged betrayal and the explosive text message in mind, we must re-examine every single scene where Anna interacts with Bryce. Suddenly, these moments are no longer benign or awkward. They are charged with years of unspoken history and pain. Her behavior, once perhaps dismissed as shyness or moodiness, now clicks into place as a clear and consistent pattern of avoidance and barely concealed contempt. Let's start with the most common type of interaction, the polite but distant exchange. Think of any family gathering, a barbecue in the backyard, a holiday celebration. Bryce, being a friendly and integrated member of the family, will naturally try to engage with Anna. He might ask her how her business is going or make a simple comment about the weather. Watch Anna's response. She will never be overtly rude. She has to maintain the facade for the cameras and her family, but her politeness is a shield, not an invitation. Her answers are almost always short, clipped, one-word responses. "It's good." "Yeah." "Okay." There are no follow-up questions, no attempt to extend the conversation. She gives him the absolute bare minimum required by social etiquette and then immediately looks for an escape, turning her attention to her phone, another family member, or a task that suddenly needs doing. Look at her body language in these moments. It's a masterclass in nonverbal rejection. When Bryce approaches, you can often see her tense up. Her shoulders tighten, her smile becomes a strained, thin line. She will often angle her body away from him, creating a physical distance. Her arms will cross over her chest, a classic defensive posture. She rarely, if ever, makes direct, sustained eye contact. She will glance at him, but her eyes will quickly dart away. This is not the behavior of someone who is simply shy. This is the behavior of someone who is deeply uncomfortable, someone who is enduring a conversation rather than participating in it. Every second she has to speak to him is, according to this theory, an excruciating ordeal. He is not just her sister's boyfriend. He is the living symbol of her sister's treachery. His friendly face is a constant, painful reminder of the life that should have been hers, the happiness that was stolen from her before it even had a chance to begin. Her politeness is not a sign of acceptance. It is a testament to her incredible self-control, a Herculean effort to keep years of rage and heartbreak from boiling over in front of everyone. Now let's consider their interactions in group settings, which are even more telling. During family game nights or vacations, observe how Anna strategically positions herself. She will consistently and deliberately create as much physical distance as possible between herself and the couple. If the family is sitting on couches in the living room, and Elizabeth and Bryce are on one, Anna will choose a chair on the opposite side of the room. If they are gathering around the kitchen table, she will take the seat furthest from them. This is not a coincidence. It is a calculated pattern of avoidance. She is constructing a physical buffer zone to protect her emotional state. She cannot stand to be in their orbit, to witness their casual affection, their shared smiles, their easy intimacy. To her, each of these small moments is like a fresh application of salt in a wound that has never closed. Think about the implications of this during family activities. When teams are chosen for a game, she will actively maneuver to be on the opposing team. This allows her to channel her animosity into an acceptable outlet, competition. It reframes her opposition to them as playful rivalry, but the undercurrent is far more serious. It's not that she dislikes Bryce as an individual. In fact, that's what makes it so much more painful. By all accounts, he is a kind and decent person. She likely sees in him all the qualities that she was initially drawn to. The problem is that she can never see him as just Bryce. She can only see him as the one my sister took from me. This constant, unavoidable presence in her life creates a psychological torment that she must navigate every single day. Her distance is not born of dislike for him, but of a profound and abiding anger towards her sister. He is the spoils of a war she didn't even know she was fighting until it was already over. He is the ultimate symbol of Elizabeth's victory and her own devastating loss. The evidence of this deep-seated rift can even be found in moments of celebration, which should be sources of joy but are instead fraught with tension. Consider a Christmas or birthday episode. The family is exchanging gifts, a ritual meant to express love and affection. Watch Anna when it comes to giving a gift to Bryce. The gift is invariably impersonal. It will be a gift card to a generic store, a piece of merchandise from a sports team he likes, or something equally safe and devoid of personal thought. Compare this to the often thoughtful and personalized gifts the family members exchange with one another. Anna's gift to Bryce is not an expression of warmth. It is the fulfillment of a social obligation. It is the bare minimum she must do to maintain the family peace. The gift itself is a message. It says, "I acknowledge your existence in this family structure, but that is the extent of our relationship. There is no personal connection here, no warmth, no affection." It is a cold transaction. Even more telling is her reaction when Elizabeth and Bryce give a joint gift or are celebrated as a couple. At Elizabeth's birthday, when Bryce gives her a lavish, romantic present, the camera will pan to Anna. Her expression is never one of pure sisterly joy. It is always a complex mixture of emotions. There might be a flicker of a smile, but it is quickly replaced by a shadow in her eyes, a tightening of her jaw. She is a spectator at a celebration that feels like a funeral for her own lost hopes. She has to applaud the love story that was built on the ashes of her own potential happiness. This is why she often seems withdrawn or quiet during moments of peak family joy. She is not an active participant in the celebration. She is an outsider looking in, trapped within a narrative that constantly highlights what she has lost. The entire spectacle of their perfect relationship is not a source of happiness for her. It is a source of unending, silent agony. Every anniversary they celebrate, every milestone they reach, every public declaration of their love is another twist of the knife, Another reminder of the day her sister chose to prioritize her own desires over their sisterly bond, allegedly committing the ultimate act of betrayal. This grand conclusion brings all the disparate threads together. This is not a simple case of sibling rivalry, a petty squabble over clothes or attention that fades with time. What we are looking at is a foundational wound, a deep and festering grievance that has poisoned the well of their sisterhood. The narrative we've been sold of supportive, if competitive sisters is not just an oversimplification. It is a complete fabrication, a carefully constructed illusion designed to maintain the wholesome family image that is the bedrock of the Seven Little Johnstons brand. The truth, according to this theory, is far darker and more tragic. It is a story of a golden child and a scapegoat, of a power imbalance that left one sister feeling consistently undervalued. It is a story of passive aggression, of years of subtle digs and cutting remarks disguised as innocent comments. And at the heart of it all is the Bryce betrayal, the alleged stolen crush, a secret that has been buried for years under layers of forced smiles and scripted television scenes. The leaked text message, if authentic, is the key that unlocks the entire mystery. It transforms Anna's on-screen behavior from confusingly moody to heartbreakingly understandable. Her distance from Bryce is not disliked, it is self-preservation. Her clipped, tense interactions are not rudeness. They are the manifestation of profound, unresolved pain. Every time she has to look at Elizabeth and Bryce together, she is not just looking at her sister and her boyfriend. She is looking at a constant, living monument to her sister's ultimate betrayal. She is seeing the life, the happiness, and the love that she believes should have been hers. While they continue to smile for the TLC cameras, a storm of resentment is brewing just beneath the surface. This isn't a wound that is healed. It is an active, painful injury that is aggravated every time the family gathers, every time the couple is celebrated, every time the charade of a happy, unified family is performed for the world. The cracks in the facade are becoming more and more obvious to anyone willing to look for them. The tension is palpable. This deep-seated hatred, born from a devastating act of betrayal, cannot stay hidden forever. It is only a matter of time before the dam of feigned pleasantries breaks. It is only a matter of time before years of swallowed anger and silent suffering erupts in a confrontation that will be impossible to edit out. The truth about Bryce, the truth of what Elizabeth allegedly did, is a time bomb ticking at the center of the Johnston family. And when it finally explodes, it will not just create a dramatic television moment, it will tear the Johnston sisters apart for good, revealing the ugly truth that has been hiding in plain sight all along.